Good morning. Good morning. Today's gonna be a great day. Good morning. Good morning. Nothing's getting in my way. Yes, sir. What she said today is truly special, grateful and brand new. Yes, I'm super happy to start the day with you. Come on. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, y'all gotta get into Gracie's corner, okay? But that's really if you have kids, nieces, nephews, you know what I'm saying, under the age of 5. Like, Gracie is that girl. Gracie is that girl. If you ask so me, okay? Listen, um, today is gonna be a great day, y'all. Oh, let me tell y'all. So I need all my Pilates girls to come to the front. All my Pilates ladies, come to the front. All my Pilates lady, pop your like this, okay? Come to the front because to give your girl some tips and some tricks, okay? Best stretching positions, like your girl did her first. You feel what I'm saying? A Pilates class. And a BIT will be joining. Okay, let's be clear. I will be joining. Um, but y'all let me know. I enjoyed it, and I don't even know why Pilates popped up in my head. Oh, my bad, y'all. Let me get my gum because I know how much I hate that. Okay, give me 1 second, honey. Come in and like the video. Yeah, we are live. Actually, we are, and I'm seeing a few people in the chat. And you already know how I feel. If the likes are not matching, then I really should just be entertaining the people that's liking the video. And it's giving 5 people have likes, so I really should be entertaining just 5 people at this particular time. I'll just let you know. Your hands is not broke if you clicked on this video. You feel what I'm saying? And if you using a pen or something like that, that pen ain't broke either. Okay, so just make sure that you tip it and you tap it when you come into it. I have a few people in here, and I'm just letting y'all know. But let me get this gum out because I know how much you guys really, really hate that. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So yeah, I did a Pilates class the other day and I really liked it. It was really fun. Um, Definitely plan on signing up. And I don't even know, like it just popped in my head like a week ago or so. Like, you should get into Pilates. Random. Wasn't on my timeline. None of that. It just popped up. And I was like, you know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Haven't been able to go to the gym how I want to. But and my gym is a little minutes away. So the Pilates class is much closer. So I was like, okay, let me look this up. Like, let me check this out. I always thought that Pilates was like for like bougie folks, like the bougie Caucasians. Shout out to my Caucasians. Love the subbies though. Um, yeah, so I was like, well, let me check this out, whatever. And then I ended up seeing that there was one like up the street and they just opened. So I was like, oh, I didn't know y'all just opened. Like, let me go over here and slide over. But you know what? Maybe that was God speaking because they know they need to get folks to the door over there since they just opened up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of last month. So maybe that's what it was because it just like popped up. And I'm like, what the Pilates? Let me try it. Girl, that stretch. And when I tell y'all, it was girl, I think that class gonna be a test. I do feel like it's a little less intense than like doing like a boot camp class, which is what I usually do. So I'm liking it. Ease me into it, just a little piece, okay? But my body felt amazing afterwards. You know, I don't know, I just felt like stretched out a little bit, like it was something different. So, I said I'm definitely gonna do that again. But another thing, another question I got for y'all, right? For the people that's like in ATL, just look, okay, I'm so ATL. I'm so ATL. I'm really not because I'm not from here. But y'all know my birthday's coming up. And I was like, should I do like a little something like really small and invite a few subbies? You know, as we're slowly approaching 100K. I don't know when that's gonna happen though. But that was just like a thought. Y'all let me know. I say that now when I make change. It really be going off my mood for the most part. I really go off my mood. But y'all, the people that's, local, whatever the case is, like, let me know your thoughts. All right. Um, Today, I am here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. And y'all already know how this goes. No, I have not watched the show yet. You know, I have to get into that with my Patreons. But what I like to do for you guys to feed you, spoon feed you a little bit, get a little piece of crumb, is check out some sneak peeks with you guys. All right. But in addition to the sneak peeks, there are some other things that I want us to get into. And we are going to do that. All right. If you're new to the channel and you're just tuning in, whether you're watching it live or pre-recorded, hey, bitch. Okay. Oh, and let me hit y'all with my famous, cause y'all love this one. Okay.
Not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking. Not unless y'all giving me likes and 2,000 or more subscribers. Okay. Until we hit 100K. You hear me? Thank you. So that means like the video. It helps let YouTube know that you're interested and it pushes it out to other people. Now, if you want to be a hater, just a little piece, and you don't want me to grow, then you're not going to like it. And you also not going to share it either. Okay. But the people that love me down, they is going to like and they is going to share. All right. So shout out to you guys. But again, I do appreciate everybody for being here and watching. The first thing that I do want to get into is Miss Stacy of Real Housewives of Potomac. Stacy has come out and she's starting her cannabis brand. Now, I could have sworn Stacy said, or and I could be misspeaking. Like at the reunion, I could have sworn Stacy said she was not doing a cannabis brand. Because didn't Gizelle call her out about that? I thought Gizelle called her out saying to Wendy, you need to watch her because she's trying to do what it is that Eddie is doing, starting a cannabis brand. Now, I am going to say this. I don't really have an issue with Stacey doing that. Like, I don't like when people try to pigeonhole ideas a little bit. Like, oh, I'm doing this, so you can't do that. Right? I don't really like that. And it doesn't have to be in the same form or whatever the case is. Like, there really is room to grow. Some people may not like Happy Eddie. They may take more liking to what Stacey has to offer, right? And just because Stacey is creating it doesn't mean that people gonna like it. They may love Happy Eddie more. So I don't think that's the issue, but I do feel like the issue is Stacey, my love, with Mia exiting, you are now becoming the liar. I'm just letting you know. It has to be one in the group, and I'm afraid that that one is you. I am very afraid that she is going to be the liar. Let us hop over here real quick. And let me okay. Am I muted? I want to make sure everything's unmuted. Oh, and then hold on, let me get back over here so I can unmute that too. All right. So I want to hop over here. So shout out to the Bravo Shade Room because I get a lot of my, Real Housewives stuff from them. So shout out to them. Stacy, she has this, it looks like it's some gummies or something. And it looks actually yummy to me. I don't be into all of that. That's not what I do. But it looks like it's just some gummies, some type of gummies that's infused with cannabis. So she's saying, Happy Juneteenth. I'm so proud to celebrate the historical legacy of this day and also make history as the first African American woman to launch a cannabis brand in Virginia. Why I feel like she's not the first African American woman in Virginia to do this? Why do I feel like there is some other woman that may not be on the same grand scale as Stacy that also does this? Right? Maybe she's doing it on a lower scale, but because you have the audience now and you're bigger, then you're the first African American woman to launch a cannabis brand. Y'all, let me know. Okay. Somebody said they keep taking Wendy's ideas on this show. Yeah, when Wendy started to do the candle thing, who came behind her? Karen. But you know what's interesting? When Gizelle was doing her every hue, like the makeup, I think Karen was getting her Ladom fragrance off the ground. I wonder why Karen didn't go into like some type of makeup or whatever every hue. Y'all let me know. Do you feel like if Karen would have went into the beauty industry, the cosmetic industry, do you think she would have lasted longer than Gizelle? I do. I do. And I feel like, I don't know if anybody has really been purchasing Karen stuff since she has been locked up. If y'all do support Karen, that may be one of the best ways to support her is purchasing her items and stuff. But I feel like Karen's brand would still be around. versus every hue. I don't know what went wrong with it, but I'm not gonna hold y'all. Gizelle's every hue looked like it was ashy, and that's not even. And y'all know at the time I used to love Gizelle, so don't chew me down too much, okay? I used to love Gizelle at the time that it came out, and at that time I still felt like, girl, this looks like it's a little ashy, and obviously it wasn't that good because it didn't last in the stores, right? Unless some money issues or something went down with her. But yeah, I think Karen stuff would still be in stores. But also, it's okay for Stacey to do this. We're gonna see how she move when the show comes around. Um Stacey, I hope you can hold your weight with these ladies. You seem to have done a decent job last year, but when everybody zone in and focuses and put a lot of energy on one person, hey Brit Edie, how are you, girl? Um, the people can't take it. The people decide to leave. The people decide to leave and also try to get some money on the back end by filing a summons, threatening. Because to me, Brit signing that summons was to threaten Bravo that I may potentially sue y'all. I'm just gonna see how the rest of this season plays out before I officially serve you guys with some documentation to sue. Miss Ma'am played her cards wrong. I don't care what nobody's talking about. If she wins, then kudos to you. But I think she definitely she played her cards wrong. Um, what else did I want to get into over here? So that's what's going on with Miss Stacey. I do want us to check out Miss Phaedra because Phaedra had a few interviews, and let us just listen to them because I'm not trying to get flagged. So this first one is where she talks about Miss Edie. Okay, so let's check this out.
Let's talk about Brit. She skipped the reunion. What can you tell us about this?
Well, I expected her to be there. She picked up her dress, and I know she got a manicure and pedicure in preparation for the reunion. So I was utterly shocked when I found out she wasn't there. I had no idea she wasn't coming. So it was a huge shock to me.
And yeah, have you been in touch with her at all since then?
I had sent her a wonderfully gorgeous bouquet of flowers before the reunion, the day before, just to encourage her, and she had a death in her family. So she sent me a text, and, that's about the extent of it. She, thanking me for the flowers, and I just, wish her the best of luck.
But you haven't communicated at all since?
Well, I mean, yes, yes, we're still in a good place.
Okay. What about Kenya being disinvited? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I don't know, because the whole Kenya scenario happened well before I returned, and so I can't speak on it because I have no information on it.
Were you expecting her to be?
Phaedra, I call bullshit so bad, girl. You can't speak on it because you have no information on it. It's giving so much cap because Cynthia Bailey was definitely down there to the interview, sent up there defending something that she was not privy to. Now, granted, in Cynthia's defense, Cynthia did attend the Kenya's event, but she was not there to hear what Brit Edie had to say. But I feel like Phaedra has had a lot, like, you weren't there for the season of Real Housewives when you felt like it was tanking, but you had so much to say about it too, right? But now when it comes, see, I feel like Kenya's not, I feel like, one, Phaedra and Kenya are not cool. They may have been caught taking pictures together, but they really not cool. And I can't fault them. They've had some issues between them, right? And I also feel like Phaedra knows that she's there partly, and I'll get to that. I feel like Phaedra knows she's partly there because Kenya was out. So they transitioned her out of Married to Medicine and brought her over, even though I feel like the whole goal was for them to put her back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she just happened to do it a little bit earlier because she was over these ladies with Married to Medicine. I feel like Phaedra was going to return the next season, not necessarily this one. Okay, they had to softly warm us back up to having Phaedra on our screen, so they brought her to Married to Medicine. But I don't think she's really featuring Kenya. I think she doesn't really want to give her a leg to stand on. But the other part of that makes me question, is she not saying anything in an effort to not be on the bad side of production? Because when Sidora has been so adamant about Kenya returning, Miss Girl, we started wondering what's really going on because we haven't seen her on Watch What Happens Live. And I personally feel like it wasn't until a lot of people started asking about it that they finally put her on Watch What Happens Live. If Andy Cohen is the one that gets like the first soundbite from the ladies, Drew should not have had the opportunity to go and sit with Carlos first to tell us all of her thoughts. That should have happened on Watch What Happens Live. And then she do an interview with Carlos. Right? So I don't know what was brewing over there. And I can only think for that it's the her advocating for Kenya. And Phaedra sees that. She's like, I ain't trying to be on that side. So BIT, I don't ask me. I don't know. I don't don't know. Okay, I don't know what the hell going on. But let's keep going.
I was only there for 10 days.
Let's talk about Brit. She skipped the reunion.
She was only there for 10 days. That pisses me off. First of all, shout out to the people that are coming into the video and are liking the video. I do appreciate it. The 10 days kind of irritate me just a bit. I know I say I would rather see Phaedra on Atlanta. I would. That hasn't changed for me. However, the fact I would feel a way if I was on the show and I put in work this entire, I don't give a damn about a vet. You feel what I'm saying? That's like you working to me. You know, I like to compare stuff to corporate job. That to me, that's like a corporate job. And somebody that left the job is now returning and they're getting access to things that they wasn't even here to put in on, the new processes and stuff. And you mean to tell me that they get to go above me because they knew? Stuff has changed now. It's not completely the same formula. It's a tad bit different. Okay? And the fact that y'all been seeing me over here doing my motherfucking thing and you mean to tell me that she could just slide back in, I don't really like that. I don't like that people had to put in work. And even when I have to even say with Miss Britannica, Miss Bristol, with Bristol has been drugged, okay? From the cast not really featuring her. Then you got this other person and you mean to tell me that you could hopscotch your ass onto here and technically be like a friend of is what is really given in the Cynthia arena. And you could get a peach. Now, yes, Cynthia may have been a part. I think she was a part of the cast photos. Don't quote me. I have to go back and look. But aside from that, like you get to get a peach. Oh, hell to the no. Y'all could have had Phaedra on this show and not giving her no peach, not giving her no fucking tagline. That's crazy. And Phaedra said she don't even like the damn tagline. She didn't choose it. Child. I don't like that. Now I'm gonna have to call a thing on that now. I don't like that. I think that's messed up.
I was only there for 10 days. So, you know, the network obviously makes their decisions. So I was just happy to be there.
Again, it ain't got shit to do with me. Whatever Kenya did, she got herself in that situation. And I'm not trying to find myself in the same situation. It's giving Porsha on Breakfast Club. Love the network. Love the network. Network ain't do shit to me. Love the network. Girl, I can't stand it. Let's keep going. And let me say this, though, because even y'all know I try to be a little balanced, okay? Even in my own head, you know. I mean, that is a Kenya situation at the same time. Like, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, why would I want to? Okay? They don't nobody got to technically defend her. It would be nice. It would be nice because I do feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, that's what they would want. However, you know what I forgot about y'all? Wasn't Kenya on the show where Phaedra did what she did when it came to Kandi and Porsha? And when Phaedra wasn't allowed back on the show, maybe Kenya had some stuff to say. Maybe she was like, that's what you get. So, girl, it may be giving Cardi B a little bit. We going to be forever. So, if that is the case, maybe it makes more sense. Like, BIT, not a role cell reverse talk. Now I'm on the show and you're not. And if you think that I'm about to speak up for your behalf, you have me entirely and thoroughly fucked up because I'm not. Dig yourself, okay? I would have helped you out that pit you fell in. I am the generous queen, as Miss Ellen. Is what it's given. Whew, okay.
Are there any other surprises we'll see at the reunion?
Oh, there will be quite a few surprises and a lot of secrets revealed. So it's definitely a got you moment for a few of our housewives.
How dramatic?
It's very dramatic, but most reunions are dramatic. You know, everyone's dressed in absolutely perfect clothes, but perfection, yes, perfection with a purpose, because it definitely, the peaches will be turning.
I like that. We see you next.
The peaches will be turning. Y'all better not overhype this reunion like y'all be overhyping seasons, for real. Let's get into another one. This is where Phaedra talks about, I wonder, well, I don't want to get flagged, so we'll just listen to the audio. But this is another one where Phaedra talks about Angela Oakley, y'all.
Did Angela confront you at reunion about calling her
The oldest looking young woman I've ever met? Of course she did. She definitely did. She even brought out a document to prove her age.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she did. So that, you know, Angela is definitely, she's a firecracker.
The fans really think she is old school housewife. Like, she feels like she could have fit in those days with you and Kim and Sheree. Do you see that?
I can't make a sweeping judgment about her because during those 10 days, it wasn't all with her.
Yeah.
So I've only been in her presence maybe 4 or 5 times max.
Okay.
So I don't want to make a sweeping judgment, but I think the original cast and the OGs are definitely the OGs.
Would you welcome Kenya back?
That's really not, my decision. So I can't speak on that. Because, that's a network decision.
Did Angela confront you at reunion about calling her
the oldest looking young woman I've ever met? Of course she did. She definitely did. She even brought out a document to prove her.
All right. So she repeats herself with the Kenya. I ain't got nothing for Miss Girl. Okay. When it comes to Angela, for me, I don't know if y'all got the same thing, but I feel like Phaedra was teetering the lines on what she wanted to say. I said it's so funny that you had so much to say about this lady in your confessional, but now you're having interviews, and I feel like you're being a bit more careful with what you say. To me, that leads me to believe that Angela got in that ass. Okay, that's what I'm believing. I don't know what she said to you, but I'm ready to see. And I hope that production shows us, right? Because it's one thing to hear things about, well, one, I'm making the assumption, I haven't heard anything, but I'm making the assumption of what may have taken place at the reunion. But I'm also trying to highlight the fact that we'll hear things and production won't show it to us. So if Angela did lay into Phaedra how she needs to, please do not cut her off. Please don't cut her off. All right? I feel like we're owed to see that, because she's had a lot to say. So now it's Angela's turn to talk. So let us see what the hell is going on. Thanks. Okay. Next up, because I don't plan on being here too long, but the next thing that I would like to say, shout out to the people in the chat. All right. Make sure you guys are liking the video. So Phaedra barely saw Angela, but threw so much shade. That's what I'm saying. Right? Barely know the lady. None of that, but has so much to say. I feel like that would be the mean girl energy that she is referring to when it comes to Married to Medicine. But let's be very clear, because a lot of people like to have those conversations of these are the same mean girls. Like you talk about mean girls over there, but you acting like a mean girl on Real Housewives. Yes, but keep in mind it does not excuse the actions of the ladies on Married to Medicine. Because yes, we can clock Phaedra for her thing over here on Atlanta, but it's still gonna stay the same over there on Married to Medicine, because that is the energy that they give. Okay? For them to be doctors. I hear they got some new people, or at least one new person. I need y'all to keep up with the ladies, okay? Because they will try to punk y'all. Primarily Dr. Heavenly. They will try to punk y'all. So bring us a better season and don't let nobody, okay? Y'all gonna have to get with the ladies like Toya get with the ladies. We need some more Toyas. That's what we need. I know people can't stand Toya, but we need more Toyas on the show. Just a little piece, all right? The next thing I want us to get into, y'all, and y'all probably gonna be mad at me. You know what? I did not see. Did you see what Angela said on Watch What Happens Live? You know what? Let's get that up. I did not see it, but I'm sure it's over here on their Twitter, so we will pull that up. Thank you for letting me know. And let's see if they have what was said. All right. Is this it? Okay, let me see. Okay, so Cynthia talks about her boyfriend. Angela and Charles reflect on their first season. Angela claps back at Phaedra. Is this what you wanted me to hear and see? Let's get into it.
First of all, you're an amazing addition to the show.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, what was your reaction when Phaedra said you're the oldest looking young person she's ever met? I did not like that at all.
Neither did I. And I was wondering, did she bypass a mirror, a friend? Did she have anyone to tell her how old she looked, especially coming in? Phaedra came in looking kind of old. So I was just like, just run by a mirror. You'll be fine, Phaedra. Run by a mirror.
All right. Thank you very much.
I know that's right, girl. Run by a mirror. Because I'd be quick to say, have you looked in the mirror lately? Because, yeah, that confessional look that Phaedra thought she was giving, I have to say, casket sharp. Casket sharp is giving mortician, is giving you want to be light skinned so bad, but you're more on the browner side. And I need people to stop making their foundation lighter, not getting to your neck and your chest and thinking that you're going to goop us with this illusion that you're creating. It is perfectly okay in today's world to be a brown girl with the makeup to match. Hello? It's perfectly okay. I don't know what it is you got going on, but get that together. You need to fire the makeup artist, and I do mean quickly. All right. I want to hear what Cynthia says about reacting to Peter's plea deal because I thought Peter turned himself in. When I tell you, I thought Peter had went. First of all, I knew he wasn't supposed to report immediately, right? But I thought the time had come for him to go get locked up. And then I saw him making a post about something, and I said, "Now, Peter, why is you out here with the people? So, are you doing jail part time? BITCH? I don't know a single person that would not do jail part time. Go to jail on the weekends or half of the week, half out. Let me 3 days out the week, and then let me get the other 4. Okay, that might be a piece of one of the best things that they could have created, especially when it comes to like financial crimes, right? Potentially. I'm just saying, y'all already overcrowded anyway. Okay, I'm just letting you know. It might work. Now, if you have, we need to say the sales, okay, for the murders, for the assault, the sexual assaulters. You feel what I'm saying? The molesters. Okay, the rapists. Like these are, and that's the same thing with sexual assaulters, right? The serial killers. Those people need to be on severe lockdown. Yes, yes. But if it's a piece of, and y'all let me know because y'all may feel different. But if it's a piece of, I had stole a little something, and then I had sold it to somebody. And if you buy something stolen, you gonna get locked up too. Now those people, let's give them a chance, okay? Let's think about this for a second. So maybe that's the deal Peter got. Peter was over there finessing people coins and stuff like that. But especially y'all, if a person gets locked up and they owe folks money, nah, do your time and then bring your ass out here and work so these folks can get their money. Okay? Yeah. That's a hybrid slave. Just a little piece, okay? So y'all heard what I said. Let me hear what Cynthia talking about, girl.
What was your reaction to Peter Thomas's plea deal? And did you speak with him before he turned himself in?
I did speak to him a few months ago. I've known about it for a while.
Oh, y'all saw that? Well, y'all didn't see it, but Cynthia said I did speak with him a few months ago. Baby, she had to correct that because that man watching this show. Their boyfriend watching this show. He like, you say, excuse me, say, man, why? You talked to him when? Okay. So she like, it was before I met you. That's when I talked to him.
I was just, surprised and disappointed, but I am glad that he is getting ready to be on the other side of it. Like, just, he's taking accountability, go do what you need to do, and come back and be great.
Can I say this? I really like that Cynthia typically, even though I may not like the people, primarily Peter at times, I do like that Cynthia is able to maintain good relationship with her exes. The only one that I don't think she's going to maintain a relationship with is Mike. What's his name? Mike Hill or whatever? I don't think, I don't see that. I think she'll speak highly of him, but as far as interaction, no. And y'all know he's in a new relationship. And I saw a post that popped up on my reels, and it was him and this other lady. And I'm like, yo, I wonder, because Mike has so many female friends, and I'm wondering if that lady could have been one of his friends that may have been around. I said, that would be so messy. If that was one of your friends that was around and you now in a relationship with her. Now, granted, I don't know that to be true, but that's just something that I was wondering, like, But I think that could have been a problem within their marriage, though, him just having those friends and stuff. She was okay with it at first, but he probably put them before her, and she probably was like, I can't deal with this. Like, you putting them before me, you saying about them before you check on me. I got to get the hell up out of here. Don't blame her. Do what y'all want to do, okay? Child, when I tell you folks getting divorced left and right, I got on Facebook one of my high school classmates. I didn't even know you can announce divorces on Facebook. You know how you do like married to or whatever like that, or in a relationship with? Baby, that thing said divorce. I said, when the hell did Facebook get this? Okay, when did they get that you can announce your divorce and then turn around and give a caption? But I loved how she did it, though. They're not in a bad place, and I that's always good when you share children and you guys can just split ways and go about your business. But when I tell you the rate of people like peace the hell out, girl, live your life. Okay, it's giving Rihanna and T.I., baby, live your life. Okay, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel good, do your thing, my love. Okay. The next thing I want us to get into is, and this is why I say y'all probably gonna be mad at me because y'all probably don't want to talk about it, and I understand. It's okay. Candiace Dillard sat down with one of my, I don't know what to describe her, but I'm going to say one of my faves, Gia Peppers. I've been following Gia Peppers ever since she was part of the Black Girl podcast, and I'm talking about years ago. Okay, with her, Scotty Beam, and some other ladies. Like, I really like Gia Peppers. I really like her hustle. I really like how she's doing her thing. And to see that she got a podcast, I'm like, yeah, I need to be tuned in, tapped in. Like, shout out to you, Gia. All right, really, really like her. Super cute girl, and I just like the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it in, mamas. So she sits down with Candiace Dillard, and Candiace does speak about the altercation that took place with Monique. And I know we be tired of hearing the conversation, but I don't know, y'all. I mean, yes, at some point we are gonna have to move past this. Primarily her, because girl, I'm moved past. I'm good, right? But I think that was a traumatic experience for her. As much as some people may feel like it's not because, oh, Kandi, you got a big mouth and this, that, and the other, and whatever you feel is fine, okay? Because I might feel how you feel and when Ashley finally get her ass pounced on. But I got a feeling because it's Ashley, okay? And I got a feeling because she has a different hue, y'all might react a bit differently, right? I would hope it would be the situation that would make y'all react differently, even though Ashley has had this Arse whooping coming from a long time when Robyn put her hand in her face down to the restaurant, ready to beat that at. Anywho, I might feel how y'all feel, who knows. But I think that this may have been a traumatic situation for her because at times when Mo did want the issue, and this is why for me, and I've said it before, and this is for the people that's new, I've always said Monique was wrong. I have stood on that. I am going to continue to stand on that. And the reason for that is because I look at the entire situation, right? A lot of people only looked at, well, she put her hand in her face and this and that. Y'all only look at that moment and y'all felt like she wasn't wrong. And that's how you feel. That's okay. Those are your thoughts. Do not project them onto me though. Okay. Because I'm likely not going to change over here. But for me, it was how the overall situation happened. You've been wanting an issue with Candiace for the longest. When these ladies were plotting on you, Candiace told Sharice so that you could know. She told Sharice for her to go and tell you. Because you weren't talking to her. Right? But Candiace wasn't sitting around trying to plot on you with them. Right? And she even gave somebody a heads up to make you aware. So for you to come at her like she wasn't being a great friend, and this is what people often miss, because of Ashley Darby. There was a scene in that season 5 that wasn't a part of the show, but was a part of the show as a flashback. It was grayed out, and I believe Ashley and Monique were having like a picnic or they were outside or something. And it was in that moment when Ashley said something to Monique, and I said, this is what it is. Ashley is always, in my opinion, the one that be like kind of hiding in a sense when she I'm not gonna say when she do stuff all the time, because sometimes Ashley does it out in the open, but it was giving manipulator just a little bit in that situation. Okay. And Ashley definitely contributed to the heightened emotions of Monique. When Monique, if that's your friend or has been your friend, you should have approached Candiace differently. The person that was bringing it to the front was the person that was in her house. It was Gizelle, right? And I think hindsight, Monique may have realized some of her error in that situation from interviews that I've watched. Maybe not taking sole and full accountability, but a little bit, okay? Yeah, I just felt like she went at the wrong person. It should have never happened that way. I think Candiace at a point was tired because you just kept coming at her. And it's like, girl, I don't even want it with you. Like, I'm finna leave. Like, I'm not even finna, like, I ain't even doing that to you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that Monique was wrong. She was always wrong in my personal. And I also felt like Monique was a liar. And a lot of people didn't want to believe that or hear that or see that at the time that, we talked about the show. But then y'all started to see it over time, right? After the Love and Marriage DC situation, after People magazine announced that her and old man was separated, and Ashley Darby said it, but then she came and she played in y'all face, right? Some of y'all still wanted to go up for her, and that's fine. Do your thing, okay? But the facts is there, okay? She played in y'all face and lied. It was something else that she did. Well, I think it was that wasn't verified. People were trying to say the reason why she left the show. The real reason she left the show, people were alleging a uncomfortable friendship with somebody else's. That's what people were putting out there. I don't know if it's true or not. Okay. She didn't confirm. All she said was she needed to. The way she cried, the way she was crying about having to leave the show did not match the reasonings for what she was giving us, right? Having to leave the radio show is what I'm talking about. And she tried to mention her children and being there for her kids and things changing and this and that. And I'm like, okay, I guess, I wanted to understand, but I think that it could be a piece of the rumor that the people are putting out there, right? Because here you are just months later realizing you need that check. And I do feel like you were let go, not because that's what you wanted, but I feel like they let you go. I don't think she made a decision to quit. I think they probably gave her a choice or let her go on their own. So then here you are getting ready to join Real Housewives of Potomac. So when people clock that tea about you, you're like, oh no, not true, boo, not true, boo. Knowing that you had been caught out filming with a few people, which is likely why the folks were saying that anyway. And then what happened? The very people that you said was lying about your separation to your husband, which was true, and you came online trying to give us a whole story, trying to downplay what it was when we knew what it was. Then these are the same people announcing exclusively that you're returning. And these are also the same people that you sat up there and tried to drag. You tried to clown, drag on that video, People Magazine. So yeah, I can't. I was right about Monique. And people finally started to see it shortly thereafter. Now, for me, I'll be honest, I'm gonna give her a fair chance though. I am. For me, I don't always like to rag on people. I hate when people have one idea of a person and they just hold on to that. And I know y'all like, but you do that with Ashley. BITCH, girl, I give her a chance at the top of every season and she messed it up on her own. Period. So, and that leads me to my next point. But I want to see, like, are you going to change? You know what I'm saying? Because in real life, like, put yourselves in a person's position. Would you always want to be dragged about some shit that you did 6, 7 years ago? 5 years ago? Like, who y'all probably don't even want to hear shit that you did a year ago, 6 months ago, right? So I'm going to give her a look and see what she do with that, okay? But also, if it's the same actions repeating themselves, then I understand. I feel like that's my issue with Ashley. It be the same shit every time, okay? Just same shit every time. Just, okay. Ashley, anyway. Ashley be delusional, but I promise y'all I'm gonna give her another chance at it because I want to like Ashley the way some of y'all like Ashley. I really, really do. Especially when Candiace said Ashley can be like a fun time. She probably can, and I want to see that. I want to like Ashley. But yeah, I'm gonna give Monique her fair shake this year. I know y'all like, nah, Jami. Listen, let her get up for herself. That's just how I feel. Okay, I'm gonna give her fair shake, but I've done enough talking, and I want us to go ahead and check out over here. Shout out to my boo reality chat, and we are going to check out what Miss Candiace had to say.
When we think about eras and times, obviously the most painful era was you and Monique's moment, and you talked about like the chipping away and the attacks and the madness and all of the things that happened. Did any part of you did any part of you have to like die to get through that moment?
Yeah, I died. Yes, I died. It was like, yeah, I was under the bed. And I like to make this distinction. My angst was not about the actual physical altercation. The angst came after, when
the backlash,
said person used her minions to lie. And at the time, I respected production.
Now, people said Candiace was lying at that time, right? Y'all didn't want to believe Candiace, but y'all went on to believe Monique. Now, based on the time frame since that's happened, who has been proven to be a liar? The people are waiting. Let's keep going.
Respected the process, and we weren't supposed to be talking about anything that was happening during principal photography because we didn't have an air date yet.
Got it.
She was like, F this, I'm about to tell everybody.
And
I'm telling it all.
Blogs.
Yes.
Okay.
That was all her. Putting all of that
outside,
out there, planting all those seeds. and they were all in her favor with all of the lies that she was spreading. And it was, I look at it now and it's like, this is such unhealed clown behavior. Just unhealed era.
Yeah.
But at the time I couldn't understand, like, why would someone do that? Why would someone lie like that? And why would you break the rules? And
production. Oh,
yes.
got it.
Because in my mind, I would never thought to do that.
Yeah.
So that was where the under the bed for me came from. It's like the disbelief that's
Yeah, it was giving a situation of let me speak out about it before anybody else. Because one, I feel like she knew how bad it was going to look on camera. She knew that, and she needed to get ahead of it. And I believe all of this, if you guys have actually like listened and watched interviews that Monique has done, when she talks about in so many words trying to look good, she will always set things up as though like everything is great, everything is okay, everything is perfect. And you know what I'm saying? I don't need that little check or I'm like she had it going on type thing. So image was very important to her, and she wanted to go ahead and get the narrative on her side right out the gate because she already knew how this was going to look. And that's what she do, child. That's what she do, and she lied. I believe that she lied 1,000%. And for Candiace to say it was the aftermath, I understand that. If it wasn't the initial fight or whatever the case, but more so the aftermath, because that's when a lot of the hate comments came. That's when a lot of people got in her DMs, and it was already the people that may not have liked her, right? And it just heightened from that moment. And I feel like it's not as much any different than what Miss Edie got going on, which is why she's trying to sue. Because of how the fans reacted and responded to her. But see, the difference between Brit and Candiace is at the end of the day, Candiace stood in her SHI. Whether she had tears in her eyes or not, she stood in her SHI and she still showed up to that reunion. We can't say the same for Miss Brit, right? But y'all would be real upset. Y'all would be real mad if Candiace was just like not showing up to the reunion. She really was damned if she do, damned if she don't. But I'm a rock with that every single time. I'm going to always stand on the side of Candiace when it comes to that Monique situation. So y'all don't have to like her. You don't have to like the situation because those are your opinions and how you feel, because I'm damn sure going to stand by mine. So stand on yours, love bug. But yeah, she was wrong as fuck. And seeing how she moved, I believe everything Candiace saying in this moment. Everything. Okay?
someone could lie like this.
And then the blogs pick it up.
Yes.
Then it airs.
Yes.
So that whole time.
Yep.
In between, nervous.
Not nervous, anxious. All the stages of grief.
When we think.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this interview and see it in its entirety and see what was all said, because she was gonna go into more detail about that situation, and I could see her having some anxiety about that because one, drama was already being out there before they could even finish the damn season and stuff, right? Before the season even aired, it was so much being said. So people already start watching the show from the angle of I'm defending Monique right out the gate. Whatever it is, I'm defending her. Okay. So yeah, let's keep going though.
When we found out I was pregnant, I kind of went back and forth like, well, maybe I could if I sit back and I don't. But when I got pregnant, when I realized I was pregnant, it wasn't even a thought in my mind. It was like, well, we're going to step away.
Wow.
And I went through the whole reunion because we weren't ready to announce that I was pregnant yet. And I had been asked to dial back at the reunion. You know, don't go so hard.
Right.
Don't do. Meanwhile, on the other side, they were dialed up and coming at me at level 27. So it's like, was I told this so that they could be told that, so that they could look one way and I could look one way? Or did they just not follow directions? We may never know.
So tough.
Yeah.
Ooh,
when we wrapped that reunion, I was like, if I wasn't sure before,
I am sure.
I'm sure now. And it made it easier to say, I'm choosing my uterus. I'm choosing my unborn child. When we found out I was pregnant.
Listen, I'm with her on that, because if you've been a mom, I didn't have the same experience as her, but on the outside looking in, when I see moms that are trying to get pregnant and struggling, trying to get pregnant and struggling, like, I don't fault her for wanting to take a step back from that show when you finally get what it is that you wanted. And you want to be in the best mental space as possible. And in all honesty, I don't think Gizelle was going to make it any better for her. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't. But I also can't say that Gizelle was going to really drag her while she's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just not having Gizelle's support or something was going to make her feel away. I don't know. But I probably would have took a step back too. You know, because the difference is I do believe that Candiace don't necessarily need the money. Well, I also feel like too at the same time, everybody need money right now. I don't care how much money you got. Everybody can use some coin. Hello? But at the time, I think she had enough of a sustainable life to where this won't heavily impact me as much. So I can take a step back, especially when it comes to the safety of myself and my child. And I think she made the best decision. I know, Alex, I know you would love so hard. I know you would love to believe that she was fired. I know you would love to believe that she was fired. But unfortunately, she wasn't. But let me tell you this though, and this is why I ain't gonna fault you on your thoughts, because I believe Monique ass was fired. I do. I believe Monique ass was fired when she tried to say that she left and all of that. No, bitch, I believe it. So we on the same page. I believe that her ass was fired. Fired. I do. And the way that she has lied, I wouldn't be surprised if she was lying about that too, making it seem like she was welcome back, knowing her ass was fired. For sure, right? And they have released women from their contracts and still brought them back. Like, you fired, you released from your contract, and they brought them back. So it is what it is, and that's what's happening with Monique. And I'm gonna give her a chance. But you know, if I don't like her ass, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. So yeah. No, I actually listened to Andy's podcast, and he did not confirm that she was fired, actually. He did not confirm that. That's not what he did. I actually listened to that. I remember when that happened. He did not confirm that she was fired. But I understand if you want to continue to believe that. I will let you have it. I promise. I will let you have it. Next up, I want us to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I want us to check out, it looks like Brit is having some issues with Kelli. So we'll get into that one first. Let's see what they're talking about over here.
Me and Kelli, we have been having a little bit of a situation just outside of the group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We have been utilizing the same team, like hair, makeup, but come to find out, she had told the whole team that she doesn't want any of them to work with Brit.
Why?
That's what I said. So she felt that she was getting the short end of the stick in Nashville. And
how?
But
how
you
guys both looked amazing.
Yeah,
like,
how?
Did she think your outfits look better than hers?
So she just thought my looks look better than hers.
Okay.
I need everybody to wish Porsha happy birthday.
Ellie's here. Look at Miss Cynthia Bailey.
You look great.
No swim bitches. Let's go.
You know, I was very disappointed when I got the call from the team of the Glam Squad. They all told me that Kelli does not want them to work with me.
I absolutely told my styling team they could not work with her.
If you have someone that is wanting every single person,
Me and Kelli, we have been having
every single person from your team, down to your videographer, your photographer, your makeup artist, your stylist, your hairstylist, that is weird.
I don't know if it's weird as much as it is a fucking problem. Okay? That's a problem. In my personal, that's a problem. I understand people want to say, girl, these people can work with other folks. Yes, but I think it should be at different times. So if this is her crew that typically gets her ready for Real Housewives of Atlanta and y'all are going to the same event, that if they're doing your face first, it could throw them late. Like, we literally heard Porsha talk about that with Drew. Trying to say, Drew had my makeup artist, so that's why I was running late or whatever the case is. Like, ain't nobody trying to deal with that. I want my people. I could be a very difficult person or whatever. I could be picky on like that outfit. Let me get that. So I may require a certain amount of time from my people. So I do understand where Kelli is coming from that. Like, not everybody, but I do feel like they can work with Brit. I just think it should be at different times. Likely. That's what I'm thinking. But also, I don't know why Brit didn't also reach out to Porsha's glam squad, because whoever dresses Porsha, I think, does a great job. I think whoever does her hair does a really great job. Obviously, she and Drew share the same makeup artist, but I'm also willing to believe that the ladies don't have just one person for every single thing, too. Right? And that could be Kelly's issue. Maybe she got one person for everything, hair, makeup, attire, whereas some of the ladies may have two people for both, just in case those people are booked up with another client at the same time as RHOA. So
it's given I'm really not that girl.
Number one rule for a freaking frack.
Which one are you?
I'm both.
not you freak and
both
frack,
of them.
bitch.
Both of them. There can be no jealousy. I would let it be.
So stylists
cute
can't work
right
with
here.
me, but now the stylist
Love
is
the
working
headband.
with Shamia now.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute
What?
now. Okay, first of
So
all,
how do you
Wait.
feel about that part of the tea?
Wait.
okay, I wasn't ready. Okay,
been
first of all, oh my God.
Now give me a second. Now BIT. Now let's not act like now Brit. Now I'm not even gonna hold you, girl. Now Britannica, come to the front, Bristol. Now you don't do a bad job dressing yourself. The only bad thing you do is getting your correct size. That's it. You don't do a bad job dressing yourself. Whatever. Now there was one time the makeup was a little off, but everybody may have an off day with their makeup or whatever. Right? Got you. But don't sit up here and act like Shamia did not need that stylist. I feel like it was giving emergency. I do. I feel like it was giving emergency for Shamia, and she needed them. However, that is some shady SHI. And what it's giving is that you just don't want to be friends with Brit. And like I told y'all, the real issue is the fact that Brit does not show up for Kelli how Kelli has shown up for her. And she is fucking tired of it. And I feel like Kelli started to have her magical moment when she started watching the dynamic of Porsha and Shamia. I think that's when it started to click for her that this BIT don't really show up for me like that. Like, what the? That's just what it is that I'm thinking, okay? Y'all, let me know your thoughts.
So now stylists are now doing shopping sessions with Shamia.
Shamia know about that situation?
I don't know.
Oh.
I wouldn't know. So I'm like, listen, it's not my thing to get in the middle of. But I'm like, if I'm going to be holding down your little sidebars and the little things that you say when Portia's not around, I just was like...
What you mean
at
recently?
Shamia's house, yeah.
There was more chit chat about me after?
Well, this...
A single person from your team.
Well, this is the thing.
Because, you know, she and I had a conversation, right? You guys left your conversation like clean slate. Yeah, which now sounds like it was broken.
She has said so many things.
Wait, so is she talking about Shamia? I feel like I missed that. Is she talking about Shamia? Because when you were at Shamia's house that time, that was you, Shamia, and Angela, if that's what you're referring to. So I need a flashback or something because, or are you talking about things that Kelli said?
And I've stayed out of it. She showed me text messages between the two of you guys that said you were dealing with your divorce and your attorney said this is the best time where you need to deal with yourself. So I'm just sharing with you that I've seen all y'all's messages.
Well, it actually wasn't my attorney, it was my therapist. So to tell someone what my therapist is telling me in my sessions is, it's crossing a line.
Do you think that's what a best friend should be doing?
I'll deal with. Listen.
I'm just trying to give you a little insight.
I hear you.
A little bit.
Here's where I am with it, and I'm gonna tell you this: do what's best for you. I mean, after.
Girl, I need a second. BIT, I need a second. Girl, who was that? I'm thinking about the girl from Sister Sister. Was it Sister Sister? No. It was the Parenthood. You did that? You did that, Zaria? Child, I can't. I think that was the episode when Drew Hill was on there and that girl was getting beat up or whatever like that. And she said, you did that? You did that, Zaria? That's what I'm getting. You did that? You did that, Shamia? Let me tell y'all something. I don't trust Britannica Bristol. Okay? I do not trust the Bible, meaning her. I don't. I don't. So I don't trust this backyard again. So she could be adding spice to it, right? Because she's choosing violence right now. But if this backyardigan is telling the truth, then Shamia, you dog is wrong. And honestly, I have to back up off the backyardigan just a little piece. And really, I need to go to the other backyardigan, which is Shamia. Because if you showed her even a hint of a text, I don't give a damn if it was just one line from her, one line from you, BITCH. Those are between y'all. For you to feel a way about whatever her mama said about her, about you, or this, that, like, I didn't like that her mama went to her and she took that information and took it to you. You don't do that. But I feel like you possibly did because of when you sat down with Cynthia and told Cynthia new information that Porsha told you about that was none of Cynthia's fucking business. And you're going to sit up here and you're going to act like you're confused as to why y'all are not friends and pray for y'all and this and that. Now, what Shamia did say is that Porsha was listening to other people. So granted, it could be a situation where Miss Britannica, a backyardigan, Bristol, could be lying. However, you don't have a good track record this season, Shamia, because you tried to say that Drew and Angela was overhyping the situation. And then when we get to Grenada, I think it was, or whenever y'all was at the dinner, you said something like, y'all act like I was coming to y'all about X, Y, and Z, when really, you know, I just told y'all act like I was coming to y'all all the times, when sometimes it was something like that she said that was like, girl, but you shouldn't have went to them no time. What are you talking about? You're trying to downplay your role in what it is that happened. You very much so pinky promised those fucking ladies like they said. You felt, and this is your fault that you're not cool with Porsha. This is your fucking fault that you're not cool with Porsha. It's on you. Because you went around here talking to everybody but your fucking friend. And that is what Porsha was talking about. When Porsha said, I'm just not understanding why everybody else know about this but me. So again, this is my first look. I have to see more to know how this season or whatever is going to play out, or this episode is going to play out. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I think that's messed up, and very much so. I have to say how I feel in this moment is I would have taken the same approach, and I have with a friend. When you start showing me stuff, I might not be at a place where I want to tell you like I'm completely done with you, right? Because there is still a level of care, and still a level of a desire to want to have this friendship. I just may ease back. But the moment that you feel that you need to ease back up off of your friend, the moment that you feel that you need to start withholding information like that from your friends, and I'm going to say this. One, I don't feel like friends are obligated to all your information. I hate when friends think that they're supposed to know every little bit of your life. No, that's not the case. But when I no longer feel like talking to you is a safe space for me and I start to withdraw, it is time to cut the friendship loose because it's not going to get any better. And this is an unfortunate situation, but what Shamia and Porsha will also not do is make it appear as though, especially you, Cynthia Bailey, and you can come to the front and sit directly in front of me. What we're not going to do is make it appear as though this show is the reason for their friendship breakup. They were already having issues prior to this damn show. And here it is. Okay? But what we also not going to do is put all the weight on Shamia. Because even Shamia clocked Porsha and said, when Porsha was like, when she said something like, wow, I can't get to Porsha without the cameras or something. She said, girl, they have to pay me a lot more for that. So you don't even want to be real and genuine with your actual friend on camera. You got to get paid more money just to do that. That's crazy. Y'all both some flawed assholes in my personal. But I'm just giving you a little piece. That's just what it is that I think. But Brit is over here choosing violence. So for you to have fallen out with the whole cast, I do question. She wrote happy birthday to Porsha. Her and Porsha have been seen out even after this moment. So I'm wondering, did you get caught up in a lie or something? Did you get caught up in a lie? And Porsha chose to forgive you, but not Shamia? Or did what you say still stand? Because clearly Porsha is cooler with her than she is with Shamia. And she only told Shamia happy birthday for semantics. And that's the same thing Shamia did just yesterday. I believe it was her day before for Porsha's birthday. So, child, this is a mess here, hun. This is a mess here. Let me check out this other little snippet.
Charles has been in my restaurant with another woman. Do you have proof that he's
the next time on
RHOP? Said things about Porsha.
What, Brit?
You did not feel that she was a good friend.
Girl, you are sitting here lying, Brit. And I don't know why you feel the need to lie.
Hi, Marcus.
No, excuse me. You gotta go. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. Get out of here.
Wait right there.
No.
Wait right there.
Charles had.
Oh, girl, they finna cut up on here just a little bit. Y'all done turn Oakley up. He about to oak the shit out of somebody, and I'm gonna be here for it. Just a little piece, all right? But that's all I got for you guys at this time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for going back and forth with me. Even though we didn't agree. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, make sure you're liking the video. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's get to the next milestone. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Jami, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel the pool